Toy Story 2 was released in 1999. This is the third feature-length Pixar film, and this is the first ever Pixar sequel. The very first Toy Story film was a big success. It was the first ever computer animated feature-length film. And I have in fact reviewed the first Toy Story film a few years ago whenever Disney was having its 100th anniversary. So if you want to check out my review for the first Toy Story, it's on my channel right now. And I've reviewed Toy Story 4 back when it came out back in 2019. So I thought, why not, in honor of Toy Story 5, we'll review Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3, because I've not done separate reviews on those movies. So I don't really need to get into too much with the cast. You kind of know who's in this movie. Basically, in Toy Story 2 this time around, Woody is originally been planned going on camp vacation or holiday by his owner, Andy Davis. He plans to take his favourite toy, Sheriff Woody, on camp and vacation with him. But before he goes off, he has a bit of playtime. Unfortunately, breaks his arm, and so Woody is unfortunately left behind. And Tom Hanks, who voices Woody, just perfect voicing for Woody. I mean, just honestly, voice acting is just great. I mean, then of course you have Tim Allen playing Buzz Lightyear. And you have all the other characters there, you know, Mr. Potato Head, Rex, Slinky Dog, Ham. You even get some new characters in there. So you have Mrs. Potato Head, which was hinted in the first Toy Story right at the end. And we also get the penguin, Wheezy. And so what happens throughout Toy Story 2 is that there is a sale going on. Wheezy, unfortunately, has a broken squeak. And so Woody goes and saves Wheezy. And you do have another new character, Buster, Andy's dog. So Woody comes down and unfortunately is captured by Al, voiced by Wayne Knight, who is basically Al is basically this toy collector who works at Al's Toy Bottom, which was hinted in the first Toy Story with the Buzz Lightyear commercial. Al basically has all the Woody's Roundup characters except for Woody, because the collection is only interested if Woody is part of it. So Al takes Woody to his sort of big building work, whatever, and meets the other characters, Bullseye, Jesse, and Stinky Pete the Prospector. And my favourite new character in this film, without a doubt, is Jessie, voiced by Joan Cusack. Can't pronounce her name, but Jessie, what a character she is. Like, they actually give a reason for why Jessie is, because, you know, she doesn't like being in the box. You know, it's dark. And throughout the middle portion of the film, we actually do see a backstory for Jessie. She had an owner herself called Emily. And throughout that scene with the song When Somebody Loved Me, you completely understand where Jessie is coming from. And you feel so bad for what she went through with her owner, Emily. And has somewhat kind of that connection with Woody, where Woody has lost his owner as well, Andy. Even though throughout the movie, Woody is in debate whether he wants to stay with his gang, his Roundup gang, or go back to Andy. And there's an element of that sort of hint for Toy Story 3 when Stinky Pete is saying you can go to college with Andy and stay with us and last forever. Also, what I love about this film is Buzz Lightyear. We, of course, see an opening scene, but even though it's a video game, with a different Buzz Lightyear with a utility belt, who we do see a little later on in the film as it goes along. And we do, of course, get introduced to another new character, Emperor Zurg, who is Buzz Lightyear's arch nemesis. And I really love how that throughout the course of this movie, Woody and Buzz are kind of a little sort of in figuring out how to become friends, even with their differences. But then again, in the franchise, they are friends. And I love how the roles are sort of switched around if you look at the first two Toy Story movies, because Woody is sort of in the position where he's telling Buzz Lightyear, you are a toy. Buzz Lightyear is in that position to Woody in Toy Story 2, you are a toy. It may not be as iconic as the first film was, the you are a toy moment, but because after Sheriff Woody is seeing all this Woody's Roundup prop, and of course the TV show Woody's Roundup, had a TV show phenomenon which unfortunately got cancelled, even though it was going to be a final episode, Woody's Finest Hour. And so Woody basically is sort of in denial where he should stay with his Roundup gang or go back to his friends, So Buzz Lightyear, Slinky Dog, Mr. Potato Head, Ham, and Rex go over to save him. And whilst they go to Al's Toy Barn first, they find another Buzz Lightyear, this time with a utility belt, where that Buzz Lightyear is sort of knowing that he's a space ranger, while the current Buzz Lightyear, who was sort of in that position in the first Toy Story movie where he is space ranger, in the film in Toy Story 2, he knows that he's a toy. And so they kind of switch around the Buzzes for a bit when the other toys find Buzz, and then of course they do go over to save Woody, and then we do get a twist that Stinky Pete is the villain of the movie. Unlike Jessie and Bullseye, where you kind of have sympathy for them and where you understand where they're coming from. Yeah, I'm not sure if I feel bad for Stinky Pete, because even first time watching this movie when I was much younger, I had a feeling, okay, there must be something villainy about Stinky Pete. And we do see that play out. What's so good about Toy Story 2 is its emotion, and I just really love how there's so much emotion, especially with Jessie's character, which I, of course, have mentioned. But you do, of course, see emotion with Andy, after he accidentally rips Woody's arm. We get sort of a dream sequence which kind of actually freaked me out a bit when I was a kid, and it still kind of does today. We see a nightmare scene where Annie's going to, I don't want to play with you anymore, and just throws in and gets captured, and it's of course a dream, and then of course discovers Wheezy, and then we'll see how that plays out with Woody. And so after Stinky Pete goes away with some random Barbie doll, we see the toys saving Bullseye and Jessie. We have a great sequence with Woody, Buzz, and Bullseye riding after Jessie from the plane, and they pretend as if it's Woody's finest hour, which actually had me on the edge of my seat as well as the scene near the end of the first Toy Story film. Like, I absolutely love Toy Story 2. It is one of the best sequels I've ever seen, period. And I am actually playing Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue, the game, whatever it is. I've just completed level 1, so I'm looking forward to playing the rest of that game. But anyways, I remember when I reviewed the first Toy Story, there are at times some adult jokes, and number one adult joke being where Mr. Potato Head has a hatred towards Woody and just takes his mouth off. And then, yeah, I'll not get into that because I don't really curse too much in these videos. Every once in a while I do, but I'll not for this reason anyway. In this case, Toy Story 2, we do get kind of an adult joke moment where Buzz Lightyear and Jessie are sort of kind of flirting with each other. They're now sort of a couple, and then Buster wants to get out of Andy's room. Jessie goes on the Hot Wheels car, and then automatically Buzz Lightyear's wings just expand, which is kind of a bit of a sex joke here now. But we'll move on from there. But I absolutely love Toy Story 2. If anyone says this is their favourite Toy Story film or whatever, then I wouldn't complain whatsoever, because Toy Story 2, as I said, is one of the best sequels I've ever seen. It's probably my favourite animated sequel, if I'm being honest with you. Even though I think Toy Story 1, for me, I like just a bit more. But Toy Story 2 is just as perfect as Toy Story 1 is. So overall, guys, Toy Story 2, I absolutely love it to bits. It is just like the first Toy Story. It's one of my favourite movies, period. You know, as I said before, you know, just all the characters are great. You know, Buzz, Woody, you know, and then of course Jessie, without doubt, is definitely a big highlight of the movie for sure. And, you know, just Toy Story 2, what else needs to be said about Toy Story, period, in general? And I absolutely am giving Toy Story 2 an A+. There you go, guys. That is my review on Toy Story 2. Comment down below, let me know below what you guys think of this movie amongst the Toy Story movies, in your opinion. Let me know below in the comments. And stay tuned for my review on Toy Story 3, which will be my last singular Toy Story review, because I have reviewed Toy Story 1 and 4 on my channel. Go check them out, they're on my channel. And now, Toy Story 2. So stay tuned for my review on Toy Story 3. If you're new to my channel, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share this video, notify that bell before you leave. All of my social media links are in the description below. If you're a returner, welcome back, and hope you're enjoying my content so far. As always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and for infinity and beyond.